All right, let's dive into today's recap. It is Monday, November 5th. Last week was an awesome week playing the shippers with my largest gain of 27,000, but this week I wanted to focus on my small account challenge. I know that's what a lot of us traders have been focusing on lately, working on the small account challenge, looking to grow our small account challenge. And actually, really quickly, I apologize that my E-Trade just crashed on down. So if you guys give me 1 second, I actually want to reopen that because you just see the level 2s went down. So give me one moment right here. The scanner actually may turn off for 1 moment. If it does, just give me 30 seconds. I'm not sure why my E-Trade scanner just fell back on down, but if I'm going to go into a recap, I definitely want the level 2s up. So give me 1 moment here. I may lose you guys for a second. I'll type in chat if I do lose you guys just to refresh your screen. All right. We good? Live stream is back up. Just want to make sure you guys are all set. All right. Just give me a thumbs up. Give me a hell yeah. Give me a woof woof. Let me know that you guys are all good. And you guys can hear me, see my live stream. So we can dive into this recap. And I apologize about that. I'm not sure why all of a sudden that just dropped on down on us like that. But all you gotta do is reload it. Not that big of a deal. All right, cool. All right, so today is Monday, November 5th. It is the first trade of the small account challenge. This week, I really wanted to focus on my small account. Last week, we focused on shippers and, traded with my big account, had the biggest gain of 2018. But I'm very excited to be kicking off the small account challenge, right? The small account challenge is basically me going down to what? A small account and be able to grow it in front of you, showing you trade by trade, showing you every P&L, showing you every entry, every exit of where I'm getting in, on what stocks I'm getting in, to teach you how to grow an account. Now, a small account challenge is not follow Dekmar small account challenge. The small account challenge is to learn how to grow a small account so you guys can have the education to be able to grow an account, right? Let's talk about the trade that we saw today. The trade that I got in today was SCON. SCON, this is still a play that is on very high alert for me today. And this is a stock I may want to be getting back into very shortly if this thing can U-shape up and around. Let's talk about all the reasons on why I hopped in on SCON today and how I was able to make the profit that I made. So today, before we dive into any farther about this play, let's kind of just look at my P&L. This is from eTrade.com. Everything I show you guys is going to have the browser in screen share, so you guys can see it's not anything made up, or obviously there's going to be there's always like kind of trolls out there. Oh, that's photoshopped or whatever. You guys can see the browser, eTrade.com, everything you guys need to see, just so you guys are ready to rock. It's total gain on the day, $131 on SCON. Price 210, 209, exit at 223, 222. Every trade I'm going to show this, win or lose. And why is that? Because I want to be transparent. I am seeing it so much on social media accounts now that it's just a picture of just green numbers. I just see a picture of green numbers from like a random black screen behind it, and where people be like, "Oh, I made $17,000 today." Has like 180 retweets saying it's like, oh, the most amazing thing in the world. Again, just ask for P&L. That's the most important thing in the world. Be transparent. And I feel like that's something that, a lot of guru type of people, lack. So I want to show you every single one, just like I did last year. Last year, it turned $4,000 into $80,000, showed every single P&L. If I win $80,000, I'll show you every P&L. If I lose, $4,000, I'll show you again that I lost. but I want to make sure that you guys are seeing my credibility here. So let's talk about SCON. Let's talk about why I got in at 210, why I got out at 223, made about 13 cents and was able to make $131 in profit. Let's talk about this. So with this play going on, SCON was a stock that was brought up actually in chat, right? I saw this stock get brought up in chat and I checked it out. And that's one of the most beautiful things about, Dekmar trades. There are so many members in here, over 1,000 members that, a lot of you guys are going to be typing out, hey, check out this play, or hey, I think this has an awesome chart setup. And that was actually one of these plays. Someone was like, hey, Dek, you may want to check out SCON. I think that's, a great chart setup that's going to fit in your criteria. And that's exactly what happened. So SCON, this would be the closest to what we like to call the masterpiece pattern. I already talked about it a little bit early on today, but I want to make sure you guys, definitely understand, why I hopped in on SCON. The reason I hopped in on SCON today is because SCON has a past chart spike. Right here, we could see that this stock went from $9.50 all the way up to $12.95 up towards $13. And then eventually went from $13 all the way down to $5. Regardless if it's spiking up $6, $7 or falling $6, $7, the stock has the potential to be very active. It can go on nice moves. It can go on nice runs. It is, it is has a lot of volume and has a lot of volatility, right? So validity, excuse me. So with that being said, SCON shows that it can make us money. If a stock goes up, great, we can go long. If a stock dumps, great, we could short it. But it shows that it can make us money. And SCON right here is also what? A low float play. We've talked about the float in the past. And the float right here is 2.9 million shares. So the 2.9 million shares, lower the float, the bigger the rip. The float is the shares offered to the public. When we have a low float, we can go on very nice climbs, very nice spikes. So that falls in that criteria. So we have a stock that's a low float play, which we love. As we know, low floats are the ones that go on the biggest spikes, such as like, RKDA ripping 60 bucks here, DXR, ripping, a total of about, 25 bucks, even, more recent ones. We want to look at SAEX, 1 million in float running $20, ALT, 1 million in float running $30, AWSM, 1 million in float running $25, right? We got SCON, 2 million in float. Since this stock is so low in float and a past chart ripper, people get excited. On top of that, what do we have on SCON? The stock has fallen. Okay, if the stock has fallen from all the way up to 13 bucks all the way down towards around $1.76, guess what's going to happen? The RSI is going to be very low. The RSI is below a 30. That means it's very oversold. And since it's oversold, that means there's going to be more buyers than sellers. Who's going to short an oversold stock, right? No one shorts an oversold stock. The stock's already oversold. Then what started happening? We had consolidation for a few months, and then the stock had a beautiful squeeze between the 50-day moving average and the 13 EMA. The stock got back above the 13 EMA, was inside this channel. The 50-day moving average started swooping on up, and look at the buy volume coming through right at the 13 EMA and the 50-day moving average. Beautiful triangle, beautiful squeeze. That's where the two indicators hit, and that's where the stock gets a nice rip on up. This stock also has room to run all the way up to $3. This stock could run all the way up to $3 right here, right? That's going to be its like strong resistance, as that's where it dropped on down to. If it broke $3, this stock has a channel from $3 all the way up to $5. If the stock breaks $5, it could run all the way up to $7.21. I'll play SCON's pattern 10 out of 10 times. A low float, low RSI squeeze pattern with a past chart spike on a nice rip and run. The potential for this to go up to $3, $5, and $7.21. Woo! That's why I'm going to hop in on this play. So SCON, what happened on the stock today? This play today got a little bit of action. Shot on up at the start of the day from 189 all the way up towards around 205. Came back on down. Then the stock, started moving its way back on up. And what do we have now? We have a U-shaped pattern, right? So we have a U-shaped pattern. A U-shape indicates what? We indicate when we look at a U-shaped pattern. Let me bring this up. That we have a resistance line here to black. We have our top resistance. And that's going to mark our resistance right along that 205 mark, or right around $2. The stock's going to U-shape on down. And as it comes back up, we know that we're going to have that resistance line. where do stocks break out? Stocks break out at the break of resistance. That's where buying volume moves in. Buying volume moves in at the break of resistance because we're hitting new highs. And guess what happens? The stock shot on up, got halted all the way up at 230. Now the stock came out of the halt all the way up towards around 242. We were hoping it would get unhalted maybe all the way up to like 276 or so. And unfortunately, it couldn't hold its gains, and it did start coming back on down, and it found support where at, again, old resistance, which holds up as new support. And now this has been holding up, throughout the entire board now. But with that being said right here, it's a predictable play on where you want it to enter. The best entry would have been, the run up to $2, maybe 196, 197, maybe up towards around 203, 204. And then, you get the nice breakout. Unfortunately, I got in a little bit late. I'm not perfect. I'm going to make some mistakes, right? I'm not going to hit every single play perfectly, getting in at 197, $2 or anything like that. I was in a little bit late on this one. 210, 209. And I got out, not at the best entry at 223. Still profitable, but I could definitely work on my entries and exits here. I was a little bit late. Why was I? Because the stock was moving very fast. It also had about a 3-cent spread, which made it difficult to get in. And with that being said as well, once the stock got halted, we had a nice little gap up, and I would have loved to see this thing maybe spike all the way up towards, $3 or $3.15. That's what I was looking for. So I wanted to give it a few minutes. And with that being said, it spiked on up, came back on down towards around 230, came on up towards around 237, dropped on down to 222. I said, hey, first trade on my small account, let me lock in my profit, right? It was all the way up here. Could I locked in up 240, 250? Maybe I could have got some shares out of that. But right when it started dropping, I'm like, hey, I'm up in profit. Let me lock it in. Let me enjoy my first win, and let me grow my small account. And that's where SCON, has kind of just been sitting now. Right along these lines. So, it'd be great to see if this thing can U-shape on up. But it was an absolute beautiful play, and I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. So we talked about this play. All the way at 9:40 in the morning, right? 9:40 was all the way back here. You had 5 minutes to be ready for this play as well. We talked about for the $2 break on SCON. We talked about keeping this one high watch because of the chart pattern here. Pre-typing your orders out. All very, very important, right? These are all things I want you guys to focus on, and I want you guys to be ready for it. If you guys are just joining the small account challenge, if you guys are just, here and you're saying to yourself, hey, you know what? All I want to do is follow Dek. You're not going to be successful. And I'll be the first one to tell you that. You will not be successful if all you do is just try to follow what I do, right? How you are going to be successful is going to be putting in the work, studying, and making sure that you know these patterns before they happen, right? That's what we want you guys to do. That's what we want to see. We want to see you guys making big time bank from studying, from working hard. And what I'm super happy is the traders that have been in chat are the ones that are banking. Dirk, 278. Don Hawk, 239. Ryan, 65. Gary, 422. Sanj, 122. Sky got in a little bit late, made a quick 30 bucks. TP traded 230 bucks. Mishka 248. G Morgan 330. Eric 181. One Kite 475. 220 profit on Dante. Zeke $500 scalp. Right? These are people who have been in chat, and have been working hard. You deserve the profits you guys make. So make sure you guys are ready to rock and roll. This was the first trade of many. We got about 6 months ahead of us. I'm fired up. I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to growing teaching you guys how to grow your accounts. If you guys have any questions, definitely ask. But again, awesome job.